Okay, so I did this last year, so I thought I would do it again. I'm doing it a little earlier this year because of the Mercury retrograde coming up. So it would, I don't want to wait it out. But this is an end of the year video. So this is the idea behind this video is more to look at things that need to be addressed before the year wraps up. Okay, things that maybe we should have got the ball rolling on in 2019, lingering energy that still needs to be addressed, that sort of thing. So it's kind of like self-work kind of deal for this video. So we're gonna go through each sign and see what comes up. So we'll start it at Aries and work our way through. So Aries, let's see what things need to be concentrated on before the new year starts. Okay, for Aries, please, good high guidance for Aries out there watching this video. Okay, well, that's quite a few. Let me just take a look. Quite a few things, Aries. No, I'm teasing. All right, let's see. All right, but actually these are pretty easy to go through. All right, they have a common theme here. So the first card is communion. The second one is a cup of tea. We'll get to that. You have play, you have sex, okay, and you have wholeness. All right, so I think that there's basically what this is there's communion. I mean, something needs to happen here. Things need to be taken. There needs to be more play. There needs to be a lighter type of energy between you and whoever you are physically connecting with. If you are not physically connecting with someone, then maybe that could be why too. Maybe there's something where you need to address being a little bit more playful, a little bit more flirty, just being open to things, not being too serious, that sort of thing. With the wholeness here too, that's really interesting. I'm going to pull a couple cards on this actually. A cup of tea, I mean, to me, it's sort of like, there's a couple things that come to mind. It could be that, maybe this person isn't your cup of tea, but, maybe take it a little, play around with it a little bit and see, because maybe, that I've had that happen before where, sometimes that can be kind of just what you need, the right person you need. The other thing that comes to mind too is just sort of like taking time to sort of enjoy like the, instead of like if you had a cup of tea in front of you, enjoy the aromatics, enjoy things. Don't just gulp it down and try to, move on to things. I also get the sense here too that there is a need in the physical connection. Like again, if you have someone, there is a need in the physical part of your connection that does need to, again, lighten up, but also be a little more adventurous, like a little more playful in that aspect. Okay, I can't go too deep into this because YouTube has a lot of new rules, so without getting this like too flagged, but I think you get where I'm going with this. Just you got to be maybe not got to be, I shouldn't say that, but I think it's calling for you to be more a little bit more spontaneous, a little bit more adventurous, have fun with things. It doesn't always have to be a deep connection, kind of deal. But by doing that, I feel like that will bring the deep connection that you crave. All right. So if that makes sense, by kind of lightening up, playing around with things a little bit, making things a little more spontaneous, I feel like that will be the communion and the wholeness, that you can garner from this connection, for you both. But let me put a couple other cards on this for you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Exactly. All right. This is very, very clear. It's those things I was talking about. Again, I want to emphasize too, if you do not have someone that to experiment with this stuff with, this is saying that to be a little bit more like this, be more open to this, because what we have here is a pretty, I don't want to be, insulting or anything like that, but I mean, hey, if you're there anyway, right? But it's a pretty, I ain't watching this on late night HBO, okay? That's what I'm saying. It's like there ain't nothing exciting happening there. I'm flipping the channel. It's Queen of Swords and the Emperor. It's too cut and dry. The emperor, the emperor's, not very enthused. The emperor is somebody who makes it. It is your card. Oh, hold on. Wow, I had a almost full battery when I started this, so I guess I'm going to start having computer issues with my battery. So sorry, I had to plug that in. So let me just backtrack a little because the sound might have cut off a little bit. But the emperor to me is like they sit around and they wait for somebody to come to them. All right, they don't make actions, they don't make advances. They wait for, and this is your card, so this could be you, but it could be who you're dealing with too. It doesn't necessarily have to mean it's you just because it's your card. The Four of Cups right in the middle of you guys is like, it's kind of boredom. It's unenthusiastic. It's not really taking initiative. It's that kind of energy. And the Queen of Swords is very, just very pragmatic about things, and oh, okay, it's time to sleep together, I mean, not quite that bad, but you get where I'm going, so it's like, I don't see the spark that needs to come into this. And it's not just your job, obviously. I'm not saying that it's like your job to wrap this up by the end of the year. I mean, this takes two, right? But I do feel like just having that open, honest conversation, okay, to this person, or whichever way this goes, I don't know, but you guys need to open up the communication about this. And not too much. It doesn't have to be, because that takes away some of the mystery and the elements of things too. But just opening up a little bit more, I feel, and adding something here to, and it's funny with the cup of tea too. Like, if there are any types of issues, maybe there's a particular herbal tea that might help things along, okay? That could be as well, maybe research into that. But I really feel like you guys have like the potential here for wholeness. I mean, this is pretty amazing, what this could be. But the spark needs to come back, basically. So that's where we're going with that. All right, so who we got next? Let's see. Whoops. That was Aries. Taurus. All right, so Tauruses. Let's see. I'll probably cut this into two parts. I can tell I'm talking a lot. Okay, Taurus. What does Taurus need to wrap up in 2019? What is their highest message for their own good, please? For Tauruses, what do they need to wrap up before 2019? Okay. Okay. Taurus, you have transmutation and recognition. Okay, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio, okay? There is a Scorpion figured on the card. Before I even was going to say that, that's what really confirmed it for me, but the fact that it says transmutation, because that is that kind of energy. So something needs to change here. I feel like the balance of, if this is a couple thing, like if this is a romantic thing for you, now this could be career also, okay? So it could be, or any facet of your life where there are these two people that are important. I feel like the balance is off as far as, like, somebody seems to be sitting up here on the pedestal and the other person down here. And I feel like, this needs to transmute. This needs to change. This needs to be equal ground. All right. Whether it be career, love, whatever it feels, that needs to change for you. So there's something here. Let's see how you might be able to, let me get another card on that just to make sure, but that's where I feel this is going. I feel like you need to step up and grab the recognition that you deserve, okay? Three of Swords. Okay. Oh, Ten of Swords. All right. So yeah, this is definitely. All right. So actually, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. I think that this is more about transmuting a relationship that is not balanced. All right. So it may need to come to an end. So if this has been dragging on for a while, where you haven't had the recognition, the respect that you deserve in your relationship, it feels like perhaps this is saying it's time to wrap this up. especially if you've tried to communicate, you've tried different things, different tactics, and it's just not working. So again, this could be within the workplace or with a particular dynamic, or this could be, in a love relationship. So I do feel like something has to change here and give way. You don't want this to keep going, and especially now, the Scorpio, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, but the fact that the Scorpio card is here makes me think that because we're in that season, so this could be an ideal time to really start considering maybe this is something you need to walk away from. Now, the other thing is too, if this is a breakup that you have recently gone through, okay, like a love situation, all right, and there has been an ending already, then this could be also saying, because recognition and the Three of Swords are kind of like the same thing, okay? And so actually, so are these. These are like double confirmations here. And the Three of Swords a lot of times is about recognition. It's about recognizing the pain, the what you did go through with this person, and how traumatic or dramatic or whatever it was, recognizing it, looking at it, recognizing why this happened, that kind of stuff, and then transmuting it into something else, so that doesn't happen again for your next relationship. That you can avoid pitfalls and that sort of deal. And the Ten of Swords is a transmutation card because this person, there's no life left in them, right? But then there's this sunrise in the back, so it's like a transmutation into something else. So I really feel something here either that has ended for you and has been kind of with you in 2019 or recently happened, that it's time to just really recognize the pain, sit with it, and then transmute it into a higher sense for yourself where you can avoid those types of things in the future. And I know that's not too fun, but there's definitely something here that still needs to be addressed. It can't be buried away. It can't be dwelt on for 10 years. It needs to be transmuted at this time. I'm going to pull you guys an oracle card. What is Taurus's greatest hope, please? What is Taurus's greatest hope? If they transmute this energy, what is it? Okay. Blessed. All right. So that's what I was asking, like, what your greatest hope and like kind of strength would be if you were to transmute this energy, and keeping in mind going into the new year, you have blessed. And you have counsel of light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Okay, so you have blessed. So you are being guided. You are being comforted. It doesn't feel like it, but you will be, and as long as you can kind of transmute this pain into pain, pleasure. Everything's an opposite, right? Not that this could ever be pleasurable, but I'm just using that as radical examples of opposites. Okay. So, and divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So I feel like you're really being helped through this time, okay, if you allow the help in and allow it to transmute into something more beautiful for yourself, all right, from that pain and that sort of deal. All right, so that's for Taurus. Okay, what are we on? Geminis. All right, so what do Geminis need to take care of in this final few months of 2019, please? Final few months of 2019. Okay, wow, I got it already. Okay. All right, so Gemini, you have the card of that which never dies. Okay, so this is a beautiful card, actually. So some of you may have gone through a severe loss this year. That's very possible. I think this card is to let you know that it's like, there's a couple different ways this is going to go. All right, so stick with me. This is the first one. That, if you've lost someone very important to you or something this year, that it's like, death is weird, but in this belief structure that we're using, which is mostly based on Eastern philosophy, this is saying, nothing really dies. Energy is energy, and it just transmutes into something else. Okay, so I think that it's a beautiful card in that sense. So it may be like kind of just a message to understand that and kind of release a little bit and know that whoever it is, they are close to you and those types of things. That is a specific message, perhaps for a Gemini out there. The other thing I see with this, though, is kind of more the opposite kind of vibe. All right, I feel like there's something here that it's like you have this higher self, this higher guidance, but there's something here that it's like there's something that needs to go. And you need to have faith in your higher guidance and your higher self to know that it can help you get rid of like this person, this job, this situation, whatever it is that may be hanging over you. Okay, so let's see. Knight of Swords. Okay, quick moving action, arguments. Sometimes we'll see what that's about. All right. So let's clarify this for Gemini, please. That which never dies. Okay, wow, okay, all right. So it's more, for a lot of you, it is more of what I said, the second thing, okay? What needs to happen in this is you, Geminis, you need to stand in your empowerment and you need to speak your truth. All right, that will bring you an empowerment like you wouldn't even believe. It will bring you a victory that you have been waiting for a long time. But I feel like there's some kind of situation here that just isn't going away. And the thing is, this whole time you have this higher counsel, this higher guidance, like looking after you, but I feel like you don't trust that. You don't really trust that there is like some higher force or higher wisdom within yourself that will carry you through this. But the thing is, it's like, I sense arguments with people, like with your loved one, your significant other. Maybe it's something at work that just, you clash with somebody, but it's like, it would be not just like a couple little arguments or a little annoyance or something like that. It would be a fairly major situation here. And I feel like you want to walk away. Like you just want, you've emotionally invested a lot into this situation. I feel like you really want to walk away, but the thing with that is, though, too, is I feel like you keep doing that. It's like you keep emotionally investing in these things or these people or the situation, whatever it may be. But that's kind of like, and then when the arguments start or the dramas start or something like that, then you tend to separate yourself emotionally or literally just walk away from it. And then, but unfortunately, go find some other situation to repeat that with, okay? So I feel like that's like something, it's like that which never dies. Like it keeps going like this because you're not trusting your higher self, that you have a higher purpose, a higher reason for being here than what you're living, okay? And I feel like there's a couple things here. If this is a relationship, and if it is worth it, okay? Because if it's not, you know when a relationship's worth it or when it's not. You know when you're dealing with a quality person or when you're not, okay? So if you are dealing with a quality person but things just aren't very good, maybe instead, of just like emotionally separating yourself or just leaving or something like that, have that honest and open conversation, all right? And see where that leads you, and see if that empowers you both and the situation. Same thing if it's whatever type of relationship it is. If that is not the case, if you're not dealing with a quality person, then I feel like then it's time to just face the truth that you are so much stronger than you know, and you have so much intelligence just waiting to be expressed, and like the higher self is like waiting for you to feel empowered and to know your worth, that you can do this, okay? So that's what I really see for you guys. Just kind of there's definitely honest communication that needs to happen here, whether that is just within yourself, with your higher self, okay, or if it's with another person. It's probably both, okay? All right, so that's for Gemini. Otherwise, because you don't want to be in that, the thing that never dies, that just keeps going on in a vicious circle, okay? All right, so let's see. Boom. All right. Gosh, are we on Cancers already? Yeah, Cancers. Okay, Cancers. Cancers for 2019. Let me get a drink of water. All right. Okay, Cancers for 2019. What do Cancers out there need to like kind of clean up, take care of before the year ends? Cancers, please. My Cancer friends have to, the highest guidance, please, for Cancers out there. What do they need to clean up before 2019? I'm feeling that one too. Okay. Wow. Okay. Self-acceptance. All right. The quest. Okay. So, pretty straightforward stuff. You know, the quest and self-acceptance. There's, I feel like you probably started off 2019 with some pretty good, you know, high spiritual ambitions. You wanted to work on yourself some more, self-empowerment, that sort of thing. But I feel like it's like you're because the tree is drooping. You know, the tree isn't like standing tall and bracing itself against all things and the winds and everything. It's drooping. So, you know, to me, it's like it feels like you started on things this year, but it's sort of, you know, just it maybe fell to the wayside a little bit is what I'm seeing. Also, you have 2 10s, so there's probably something here that could be a very major accomplishment and completion for you in the self-empowerment, self-esteem department. I think that you could have a major breakthrough if you hurry up before the end of the year. You can have a major breakthrough anytime. We don't have to put big time limits on it, but I do feel like you do have the power to have a really major breakthrough this year. Let's see. What's the quest for Cancers? Okay. 8 of Wands, movement. Also, too, yeah, there could be some like a spiritual retreat you had wanted to attend this year, or just some sort of travel in general. Maybe you wanted to go do something or go see something, and it got put on the wayside. Maybe, especially, Cancers, they tend to put a lot of other people first, before their own needs. And a lot of people come to Cancers for help, and then their time gets bogged down and things like that. Maybe you started off with really good intentions to go, reach out to someone, or maybe just study more about metaphysics and self-improvement, or maybe you had intended to take this spiritual retreat or something like that. I feel like that it got put to the side, and it could have been very, very beneficial for you. Let me check the self-acceptance card. Or actually, give me one more little thing on the quest. Give me one more thing on the quest, please, for Cancers. Give me one more thing on the quest. Okay. 9 of Wands. Yeah, it could have been, I think somebody might have been dragging you down, maybe taking up your time, dragging you into things that you can't help but want to help them, but on the same hand, that kind of hurt you, and it's like, the age-old thing. I mean, you can't really help others if you're not at your best. And I feel like there's a need for you to accept some things about yourself, but also don't don't accept some things, because it's like I really sense the fact that you really need to focus on you, and don't accept the fact that if you're like the person who nurtures everybody, or who's there for everybody, or who puts everybody else first, don't accept that. It's time to work on your self-acceptance, and especially within the family environment, I feel. And also, you could be the breadwinner too. And that could have kept you from going on this particular quest. So I feel this is really important for you. I'm going to pull you guys one more kind of like a shadow work card here. Okay, Father of Cups in the North. Okay, so that's the King of Cups. Odin is the card. So you can read about Odin and see if that has any reference for you. Father of Cups is the King of Cups. So I feel like this person loves you. And you need to understand that. Like, you need to accept that. You need to accept that this person, that you are dealing with actually does love you. I feel like this is maybe a relationship kind of issue at this point. Not all the stuff I said before. I think that falls into all categories. But this in particular, I feel like you need to accept yourself the way you are and know that your person loves you. That's what I feel. Yeah, I feel like you guys are married, perhaps too, with the Four of Wands, because it feels like that to me. You need to know, like, you are enough, but if you occupy your time with being so busy that you don't take time out to take spiritual quests, to work on your self-acceptance and your self-esteem, and that you just busy yourself and preoccupy yourself with, like, maybe other people's issues or just all your different passions or all your different things that you have to take care of, then I feel like that's getting put on the wayside. Like, you're only fooling yourself in that sense. That you really need to accept that there is this, like, strong connection here. Somebody does love you the way you are. Okay, you don't have to be this, like, crazy busy person and all that. You can take time out for yourself away from them. You can go and do what you need to do at times. They love you. That's what I see. All right. Yeah. So, all right. So that's for Cancers. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that deck and that deck. All right. Cancer. Who's next? Leo, right? Leo? Yes, Leos. Okay, Leos. What do Leos need to take care of before 2019? What is it that they need to, for their highest good, pay attention to and clean up, kind of, sort of stuff, before the end of 2019? What is it that Leos need to address? Okay, that and that. All right. Okay. Yeah, all right, nice. Wow, this is beautiful, Leo. All right. So, and pretty straightforward. So the first card is worth, okay? So that's pretty obvious. Sort of. It's a little deeper than just, like, knowing the value of yourself and that kind of thing. It's also about knowing the value of seeing the worth in everything, okay? Seeing the worth in hard work, okay? Seeing the worth in not hard work, seeing the work in people's dreams, seeing the worth in your dreams, seeing the worth in everything, okay, but also very much so self-worth, okay. So I do think that's because I tend to think Leos are very hard on themselves, okay. I think that there's times, Leos shine very bright, and I think as we get older and things like that as Leos get older, that there's a lot of letdowns that come out with life. And I think that sometimes that hits them very hard because they do shine so bright and they have pretty high expectations for things. And the thing is, a lot of times you're meeting really great expectations, but it's not like Leo expectations. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes I think you need to look, not you, I'm just saying Leos in general, look at, or anybody in general, really, look at the accomplishments that are there, okay? They might not seem like, oh my gosh, over the top or anything like that, but chances are you have some pretty good stuff under your belt, all right? So I think it's about, really understanding the worth and value of yourself and the worth and value of start noticing everything, the worth and value in everything. And I'm not talking about money worth, I'm talking about spiritual worth and that type of stuff. You also, this is what I find beautiful, you have the cards of no mind, gratefulness, and remaining centered. And I think this is definitely for some Leos out there who are on the spiritual path, okay? Because these are like highly spiritual cards in this deck, all right? It's a spiritual deck, but these are like highly, these are the high ones, all right? So I feel like with no mind is about letting things go. It's about meditating better. So I think that you guys could work on, meditating better, that sort of thing. Like, I love the fact that you are doing these things, because it's like, it's just so beautiful. The energy and the potential here is what I see. And it's cool to see somebody that's like into this stuff, because I love this stuff. So to me, it's like, you guys, you are working on that, but a little bit more. I feel like you just need to let some things go and be in the no mind presence. All right, that means like kind of shut down the mind a little bit as best you can. It's kind of impossible. I mean, you can't completely do that unless you're like a divine yogi or something, but you can kind of shut things out. All right, so set some time aside, work on that a little bit more, work on your meditations or your quiet time, settling the mind, all those types of things. You also have gratefulness here, which it's just so beautiful. This card, she has her her arms open, and she's just like looking in amazement, at this like lotus blossom tree and the moon and all these types of things. So I think that too, work on like your gratitude for things, for the value of things, for the value of the people that are around you, even when times are tough. The great gratitude that you have for just nature in general, things like that. And then remaining centered. So again, very much like no mind, just remaining centered. So just keep working, what you're probably already working on, I feel. And maybe just step it up a notch, as I was going to say before the year ends, but this is something obviously that can serve you for life, so it doesn't have to be before the year ends. These are tools that will guide you, throughout the rest of your life if you're doing this kind of work. So I think it's really beautiful. I think gratefulness is key, and noticing the worth in everything, around you, and that sort of thing. And I feel that will bring in some great things, for 2020. So definitely. You have devotion at the bottom of the deck too. It's Krishna and Radha. So they are like, you can read about Krishna and Radha Krishna. They're the ultimate twin flames. Okay. All right. Let's see, Leo. Virgo. All right. Let's see. What up with Virgos? So Virgos, please show me what Virgos need to kind of wrap up or take care of or pay attention to before the end of the year 2019. Highest guidance for Virgos out there. What is it that they need to... Oh, I already got the card. Uniqueness. Okay, beautiful card. All right, I love this because that's very cool. All right, so... Pretty self-explanatory. Uniqueness. A focus on that. You have wholeness at the bottom of the deck as well. So I feel like with uniqueness, there's a time to follow traditions and follow traditional ways, and especially if you are a spiritual person, let's say you're a Buddhist or something like that, because there's a Buddhist pictured in this. There's definitely a benefit, from following some kind of traditional paths and things like that. Okay, so that's very good. But also being able to expand that out so that you see that there is a uniqueness to every single person. Okay, so you don't have to just follow things methodically the way, and I hate to use those words because you're a Virgo, because I know Virgos get a bad rap. It's like you guys do everything methodical and you do everything, and it's just I'm a Scorpio, we get bad, we're jealous, we're this, that's not always the case. So I don't mean to be saying methodical because you're a Virgo. I'm just saying that because I see this in the card. Okay, so it's like you don't have to, for instance, if it's something that you are believing in, and it could be like your work, your job. It doesn't have to be like Buddhism or Hinduism or Christianity or whatever. It can be your work or whatever type of deal. But I feel like there is a role where you do need to respect certain traditions, okay? But whilst being unique. All right, that's what I'm getting from this. Yes, there is something to following tradition and kind of playing by those types of standards and rules, but also while maintaining your own unique approach. So I'll get you guys a couple more cards on that. Any other messages for Virgos, please, regarding this uniqueness card? Okay, Three of Cups. I think you're going to have something to celebrate soon, Virgos. I'm really sensing that. And could be working within with other people too. And the Seven of Cups, okay, imagination, that kind of deal. All right, so some of you also really need to work on it could be that you're all over the place. All right, that's what the Seven of Cups is a lot. It's like you have a lot of ideas, a lot of visions, a lot of dreams, a lot of goals, a lot of hopes, all those types of things. But it's like so many that you need to kind of just focus on one and just pick a cup. We've got this person here, and they've got this it's almost kind of like a pie in the sky kind of thing where, and it's not that they're not attainable, it's just that there's so many of them that look so attractive that they can't make up their mind. So the Seven of Cups it's about making up your mind, just choosing, choose the right cup, Indy, I always say, but, choosing a cup. All right, and focusing on that. So I think that is very important, because the thing is, you do have a uniqueness in some area here, and if you just focused it on that cup, I feel like there would be something for you to celebrate. This also might be too, you might be working with small groups of people, kind of ending out this year, going into the new year. Something to toast, something to celebrate. I feel like that's good. The other thing though too is, because we're asking about like what needs to be done, before the new year too. The Three of Cups a lot of times is about networking. So it could be that you maybe network with a couple people and see, maybe that will help kind of narrow down your cup also. And again, traditionally following those things, but like, even if you're with a small group of people or networking with a small group of people in whatever situation, you can still kind of have your own unique take on things. Okay. I don't really see much in the line of like how this would have like play out in relationships or love or anything like that. So I think this is the main thing for you, okay, for like working on to the end of the year and possibly beyond, All right, so that's for Virgos. Libra. Ooh, maybe I will make it through the video. All right. Libras. What do Libras need to? You know what? Actually, hold on. Water. Libra. What do lovely Libras need for their highest good? What do they need to kind of focus on and clean up, that kind of thing, take care of before the new year starts? What is it that they need to focus on the most for their highest good for Libras for 2019? Nope. Nope. Okay. There it is, and that. Okay. The journey and alertness. Interesting. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'll get it. The journey. All right. I'm not picking up on that one. Alertness I get. Let's see. Show me a little bit more about the journey, please, for Libras. Hanged Man. Definitely stuck. Okay. All right, I'm going to read the journey because I'm not getting the journey. Usually I'm just going with my kind of feelings about the cards, but this one I'm going to actually read from the book because I'm not getting it. So let's see, 59 is, Oh, Libra. You guys giving me problems again. All right. Let's see. All right. So the journey. Ooh, it's a pretty late card, so that means it's pretty high stuff. All right. So the journey says, sorrow and suffering and misery, everything has to be taken non-seriously, because the more seriously you take them, the more difficult it is to get out of them. The more non-serious you are, you can pass through the suffering, through the dark night, singing a song. And if one can pass through the dark nights singing a song and dancing, then why unnecessarily torture yourself? Make this whole journey from here to here just a beautiful, laughing matter. And then it gives a Rumi kind of little small poem here. I'm going to read that because I love Rumi. And I know this sounds dark, but I get where it's going with this because of this clarifying card. So the Rumi thing is, it says, come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of learning, it does not matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come, even if you have broken your vow 1,000 times. Come, yet again, come. Ooh, yeah, I'm just saying, Libra. Let's read some more Rumi poems. Okay, that'll get us unstuck. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I do feel like that's what's going on because the Hangman is here. So I feel like your things probably might kind of suck a little bit right now, or have this year, or what have you. And I feel like it's like you need to take a journey, like a new journey. So literally, maybe go somewhere, something like that. But more, this is more about like a metaphysical journey or a profound, philosophical journey. But I feel like with the Hanged Man here, and then the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck, that it's just been kind of stuck, where you're at. Maybe thinking about a lot of different things, maybe mulling over things in your head. And the Hanged Man is always about, the Hanged Man hangs upside down so that they can get a different perspective on things, all right? Because they're tired of being stuck. So they're like, well, maybe if I try this, hanging my foot to a tree and hanging upside down, I might get like a different perspective of the world, and I think that's, where we're going with it. It's like needing to, nothing like that radical, but like just needing to start looking at things from a different point, a different way. And I know that sounds easier said than done, but the thing is, it really is if you make up your mind to make it easy, and just start, if you're really truly stuck and you're kind of dwelling in this like kind of muck and things like that, one of the tricks I used one time in my life is, I figured I wasn't winning, so I got it from a Seinfeld episode of all things. I think it was George, and he just started doing the opposite of everything he did, and I thought it was funny, but then I thought, you know what, maybe that'll work, and I did. I started doing the opposite of everything that I would normally do, and it worked. It got me out of my rut, and it actually like moved me to a different place of where different things unfolded for me that were good. So it's, whatever technique you can use, I just feel like you need to take yourself out on a journey away from, the house, for one, away from Netflix on the couch, away from that kind of stuff, mentally or literally, that kind of deal. Alertness. I thought I was on that one, but now I'm looking at this, so hold on. I think it's about being alert to, yeah, that's, I was just going to say, I swear, I was just going to say, I think it's about being alert to the other possibilities that are out here. I feel like because you're not like journeying out, you're staying stuck, you're staying, you're, and I'm not, I mean, there's probably good reason, probably something really sucked, or things just, aren't working out for, it's one of those kind of cycles, right? Maybe it's been a long one, that kind of deal. I get it. I've been in those, like, plenty of times. But I do feel like once you can kind of just kind of unstuck your, start looking at things from different perspectives, trying some new things, just trying your best to just make little efforts and that sort of thing. I feel like alertness, I think you need to alert yourself to the fact that there could be like something really fantastic out there for you. All right. It's always like what I used to tell my father would talk about love and things like that. But my father never left the house, so, and I used to, tell him, it's like, Dad, people, dates aren't just going to show up and knock on your door. You need to get out. You need to let yourself be available and, that type of stuff. And that's what I'm feeling with this. Like, you need to be like alert to what is around you, because I think that there is something hovering. If it's not here now, it's going to be in your near future, all right, that's hovering around you, and it's love. It's like unpredictable, sporadic love is what I'm seeing here. So you need to get out of your head. You need to kind of, just start looking at things differently is what I'm seeing here. So I feel this is strong too, like really strong. So yay. All right. Some of you too, with the repentance card at the bottom of the deck, may feel like guilty for things, maybe feel like you don't deserve it, maybe feel like you need to repent for things that you might have done, or, that kind of stuff. So, definitely that's the kind of things that I'm saying you need to look at from a different perspective. You need to start, seeing everybody's side, and you're a Libra, you're good at that, so if you're like being hard on yourself, or feeling like you've done something wrong, or you feel guilty, or you feel like that other person should feel guilty, or they should repent, this is the time where you got to see kind of all angles of things, and figure out if this is worth moving on from or not, that kind of deal, because I feel like you need to stay alert. There's somebody in your orbit is what I'm seeing here for you guys. All right, so Scorpio, what needs to be wrapped up with a bow on it for 2019? Highest good for Scorpios out there. Scorpios, what do Scorpios need to focus on, wrap up, take care of, that sort of thing, before the end of the year? What is it that is kind of still lingering, they need to take care of, that kind of deal? Okay. Oh boy, Gates of Heaven. Beautiful. All right. Oh, wow, that's really cool. So Leo had these same cards, and I was saying how cool it was, because it's like I loved them, and it's like the same 3 cards came out. So I think that's really neat. Also, let's see, now really interesting, we have imitation and we have uniqueness. So that's kind of a message right there, right? Gates of Heaven, I'm not really sure what that one is. So we'll look at that. I might have to consult the book on that one. But I mean, the other ones are very, very clear. So I mean, as far as like what you should focus on, or kind of, work on some more, before the year wraps up, that kind of deal. Wow, you have Greatest Miracle at the bottom of the deck. That's awesome. We have imitation here, and we have uniqueness. So I feel like, it could be like in career, it could be in love, it could be like in a lot of different areas of your life, but there's something here where, it could be like, if it's love, it could be that you keep imitating like the way like your parents did things, or the way that like you think love is supposed to go, or that kind of thing. If it's career, same thing. Like you look at like whoever else is successful and feel like you need to imitate that, in order to be this, or what have you. I feel the messages here are just the opposite. No, you are unique. Yes, there is a certain tried and true way of doing things, and definitely have respect for that, because that is featured in this card. But there's also, no matter how tried and true or structured something is, there is always the uniqueness of an individual, no matter what. All right, and that is what this is saying. So, imitation, I feel, is like maybe, not the way to look at those things, what that means to you. And the key here is to really, stay structured, stay within the lines a little bit, but also do not be afraid of your uniqueness and bringing that into the fold. You also have the cards of, these are the ones Leo had, no, in the exact same order, so they must just, but Leo was a while back, saying I've been shuffling in between. But we have no mind, gratefulness, and remaining centered. So all of these 3 cards are about highly spiritual type, advanced type things, okay? So this is probably for Scorpios out there who are doing that type of work, meditating, self-improvement, that type of deal. So these are saying that you are, doing great at those things, but, it's okay, like you might need to step it up some. Maybe you've let it slack a little bit or something. But I feel it's just saying keep going. No mind just kind of means to let go, let go of a lot of clutter, thoughts, things like that. Just kind of try to be as peaceful as possible for periods of time where you can let go of a lot of clutter and a lot of thoughts, okay? My mom does something really cool. She does those, it was from a long time ago, that I think the book was called Artist Pages or something like that. I don't know. But it's like my mom will just write like every day when she wakes up, just pages in a journal. Like it doesn't even, maybe make sense or whatever. You don't have to like write like a story or something. Just write whatever comes to your head. And it may not make sense, but you're just getting words and jumbles out of your head. All right. So, Artist's Way, that was the name of it. But meditation is really even better than that, kind of thing. I mean, both are great, whatever. You also have the card of gratefulness, and I mean, she's got her arms open. She's grateful for the things around her, for the nature, for the beauty. Mostly, I think it's beauty. All right, grateful for the abundance that is around. this of beauty. Okay, so pay attention to being, gratitude and things like that. It's really funny. I just added this grateful plaque, kind of to my thing recently. So, and I'm a Scorpio, so that's cool. And we have remaining centered. So, just no matter what, just try to remain as centered as possible. Let's take a look at Gates of Heaven, because I'm not really familiar with this card and not really getting too much from it. So let's read that one real quick, and it is number 37. Okay. Oh, no, don't be a long one. Oh, it's a long one. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, good. Well, it is. It's a 2-pager, but I'm just going to read they give a synopsis, so I'll read that. Okay, so it says, Scorpios, it says, the gate, oh, I got the wrong one. Oh, there's a Gates of Hell card. Okay, that's why it's 2 pages. And then there's a Gates of Heaven. I got the Gates of Hell one on there. Okay, wait. All right, so Gates of Heaven. Oh, it is a long one. Oh, damn. All right, well, I'll just kind of read fast and whatever. Okay, so it says, oh, it's a story. Yay, us. Okay. I hate it when, tarot readers read stuff, too, but I have to because I'm not really grasping it, so... suddenly, when Hakuin said, "This is the gate, you have already opened it," the very situation must have created alertness. A single minute more, and Hakuin's head would have been severed. A single moment more, and it would have been separated from the body. And Hakuin said, "This is the gate of hell." This is not a philosophical answer. No master answers in a philosophical way. Philosophy exists only for mediocre, unenlightened minds. The master responds, but the response is not verbal, it is total. That this man may have killed him is not the point. If you kill me and it makes you alert, it is worth it? Hakuin played the game. This must have happened to the warrior. Stopped, sword in hand with... Okay, this is getting really way too complicated, I think, to go, and I see where this is going. All right, so I'm just going to kind of skip to the end part because I get what we're going with this. So it says, if you suddenly awake in the middle of anger, you will feel a peace you have never felt before. Energy was moving and suddenly it stops. You will have silence, immediate silence. You will fall into your inner being, and fall will be so sudden you will become aware. It is not a slow fall. It is so sudden that you cannot remain aware. You can remain unaware only with routine things, with gradual things. You move so slowly you can't feel movement. This was sudden movement. From activity to no activity, from thought to no thought, from mind to no mind. As the sword was going back into its sheath, the warrior realized, and Hakuin said, "Here opens the doors of heaven. Silence is the door. Inner peace is the door. Non-violence is the door. Love and compassion are the doors." All right. So in a nutshell, I know that was very complicated and convoluted, but what we're going for here is I get the story. It's this guy comes through a door and this sword comes after him and it could have cut his head off and all that. And it's where is your mind at that moment? Okay. Because it's very easy, especially for some of these Scorpios, because we do have these highly spiritual cards here, right? No mind, remaining centered, gratefulness, all this. So what this is saying is, how are you going to react with sudden changes? How are you going to react when spontaneous things occur? Okay, and it's saying in a relaxed way, in a no mind kind of way, in a very being centered kind of way. Do not let the swords that are going to come at you disrupt your peace and your train of thought. It's kind of about being present at all times, that kind of thing. So as far as wrapping things up before the end of the year, that's not something that you wrap up, by December, right? This is something that we work on for a very long time, and it's just saying, keep doing this, because this is more where you need to start being aware of those types of things, how you react in sudden situations, and your alertness about things, okay? Because very, like I said, very easy to move when it's very slow and everything's kind of calm and all that. But when boom, 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 things start flying, it's like, where's your mind? Are you centered and that sort of thing. All right, so that was for Scorpios. Sagittarius. What do Sagittariuses need to work on, take care of, that kind of thing, for their highest benefit, please, for now to the end of 2019? What do Sagittariuses need to focus and wrap up and take care of? For Sagittariuses, please, for 2019, for their highest good. What are the messages that Sagittarius is? Okay. Okay, those two. Okay, that's them. All right. Okay. Whew. All right, so similar cards to Scorpios a little bit. We have the Gates of Heaven again, which I just described, so that's going to be easy. And Desire at the bottom. All right, so there's an imbalance here of recognition, is what I see. There's something here where you got to make sure that and it could be you, it could be them, but I feel like there's two people that there's just an imbalance. It's like somebody is like put up on a pedestal or wants to be up on a pedestal, but the other person is like subservient to them. Okay, so that could be you, or maybe you're the one on the pedestal. But there's a bit of an imbalance here. So usually, when this comes out, it's for me to say that you, Sagittarius, you need to claim your respect, you need to have equal recognition from this person. This could be within career, this could be within a love relationship, this could be within a family dynamic, whatever it means to you. But that's what I'm sensing here. You do have the card of Greatest Miracle. So I think too that you need to, as soon as you recognize your value, your worth, that you put your place on equal, that you put your faith in yourself on equal playing ground with this person that you are dealing with, then that's when I feel like things could really unfold for you and develop and bloom and all of those things. Now, you guys also have the Gates of Heaven card, which I just had in Scorpio, so I can remember the story, but it's really talking about how you react in situations that come to you quickly. So, in other words, the gist of the card was that we can be kind of spiritually centered and stuff when everything's calm and everything's smooth and we have time to meditate, or we have time to watch some good spiritual videos and work on ourselves and all that kind of stuff. But how are we dealing with things when they come at us from all angles very quickly and suddenly and all that? Do you get shaken out of that nice centered peace, and kind of react really quick and not really come from a place of centered reactions? Okay, so it could be saying to keep an eye on that when things happen suddenly, or people maybe come at you with things they want to say, or oh, Sagittarius, blah 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 blah, do you immediately react and that sort of thing, or do you kind of sit with that for a second and think about it? That kind of deal is what it's saying. And I'm not saying that you are reacting badly. I don't mean that. It just means that just pay attention to that. If somebody is pushing your buttons or throwing things at you left and right and stuff like that, I think it's saying to pay more attention to where you are with that. Are you just reacting right back to them, or are you, kind of realizing that, hey, wait a minute, I have a lot of value. I should be recognized higher in this relationship. I'm going to take my time with this one, and I'm going to give them a reaction when I feel like giving them a reaction. That kind of thing is what I'm sensing here. And I feel like from that, then it's I think you guys have the I feel like there's probably more a love dynamic. It could be within a family though too. I'm not or work, like I said, but I feel it's more in a love relationship. But I feel then that you something like a miracle could happen here, once you realize this. And again, this could be switched. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you are the one that's on the pedestal and not really recognizing your partner as an equal, or what have you. That could be. I doubt it though. I think it's the other way around. But I do feel like you guys could really have the potential to be super equal and like one of you is like extremely spiritual, I see, or has the capability of being extremely spiritual, and the other is like very good at making things happen. All right, so I think you guys could be like the power couple if you could get equal ground going. So you need to value your worth in this dynamic too, is what I sense, Sagittarius. Okay. Let's see. Sagittarius. Capricorn. Capricorns. All right. Let's see. Capricorns. What do Capricorns need to work on for their highest good for 2019? What do Capricorns need to work on for their highest good in 2019? What do Capricorns need to work on for their highest good till the end of 2019? What do they need to wrap up, kind of thing? Capricorns. Capricorns. Oh, well, no. All right, and no. There it is. All right. Okay. Ego. Uh-oh. All right, but not in that way. All right. So, cool. Oh, that's one of my favorite stories. I didn't know that was in this deck. That's awesome. That's always been one of my favorite stories. Okay, so, all right, so you have the cards of devotion, conscience, and ego. All right, so I love the fact that this is Radha and Krishna here. Somebody else got the Radha Krishna card at the bottom of the deck. I can't remember who it was. It was one of the early signs. So it was probably one of the signs before Cancer. So if you're dealing with that sign in a love relationship, that would be even cooler. If like cross-watching. But Radha Krishna, read about Radha Krishna. It's like the ultimate twin flame story. Okay, so this is there's real potential here with this particular. I feel like this is love, quite frankly. All right, so it's probably like some sort of love relationship. If it's not love, a love relationship, then it's like a super spiritual Capricorn out there that's like got a lot of devotion to higher things and all of that. So devotion. So working on the devotion, but I feel like again this is a love thing because I get the sense that Capricorn, you may be hanging on to things that in the scheme of things are not, I mean they're important, but they're not. Like, this is cosmic love here, all right, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if Radha Krishna came out, this is like, somebody is very devoted to you, okay? And it's like cosmic. You guys definitely have done this before, all right, if you're a fan of past lives things, okay? So, I mean, there is some, in the past, I feel you guys were extremely devoted. In this present, I feel like somebody here is, like, the devotion is a little imbalanced. I get the sense, too, that it's like, I want to say this delicately because I don't want to sound offensive, but I almost get the sense that somebody here really, really, really likes to be pampered, all right? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be pampered. I think that's a beautiful thing, all right? Because that's good. You should want to be pampered. You should want to pamper yourself and all that. But it's a two-way thing, So it's like I just want to make sure that that it's equal, here. So if you are a person that likes to be pampered and likes to be paid attention to and likes massages and things like that. It's like, but those things need to be given out equally as well. All right, because I get the sense there's an imbalance here in the devotion side of things. All right, like either you are like overly devoted to your partner and you're like overly spoiling them and you're not getting enough back. Okay, or you are like going ahead and you are reaping the rewards, but not necessarily as devoted as this person. Okay, and so there's an imbalance, but there's a chance here. I mean, this could be a really strong love for you. But the other thing I want to say though too is I sense that you may be taking this in, like if you are getting a lot of attention from this person, you may be eating it up, soaking it up, and that sort of thing because there was some sort of harmful kind of thing in the past, like where they did something that like they effed up, okay, and so it's like you kind of feel like you deserve this, which that's cool, but I get the thing though that it's time to like wrap this up, kind of this energy, because it's like you're holding on to things that aren't important. And I'm not saying you are doing this or whatever, but just like think, because this maybe only applies to like one or two of you out there, but it's I just don't want to sound critical, like I'm criticizing you, because it's like we are all human beings, we all have all of these qualities, so it's not like I'm pinpointing you and saying you're doing this and you're doing that. I don't mean it to sound like that, but what I do see here is there is like an imbalance of ego kind of going on here, an imbalance of devotion, that kind of thing. And when I use the word ego, I'm not saying that you're so cocky you think you're all that. It's not that kind of ego. We're talking about like the mind that holds on to things and expects and wants to control certain outcomes out of things. All right, that's the type of ego I'm talking about here. And I just feel like you're holding on to things that don't really matter in the scheme of things, because if those were let go of, you might see that this person's extremely devoted to you, or could be. All right, and you guys could have this like amazing relationship, is what I feel. So and again, if you are being overly pampering to someone, because you feel you did something in the past that you're making up for, again, I feel like that's a bit of an imbalance. I think you've paid your dues, and I think it's okay, to let go of that stuff and move forward just towards just more pure love and devotion towards like equal devotion. Because again, like the Radha Krishna story, I mean, they are pretty, I'm not really a big twin flame type talker or anything like that, but like if ever there was a twin flame story, it's them. Okay. All right. Let's see. Capricorn. Are we on Aquarius? Yes, Aquarius. Okay. Aquariuses. What do Aquariuses need to focus on for their highest good? We'll kind of wrap up before 2019 ends here. Okay. All right. All right. Ooh, okay. All right. So you have the card of laughter here. All right. So that's just a beautiful thing. So I do think, it's about enjoying yourself. Definitely pay attention to that. Make sure that you are, because I noticed like the Aquarian energy is like in this month of November, is very dynamic, lots of changes, lots of like groundedness and things like that. All right, so I think it's important to remember to laugh, to have fun, to dance around a little bit, and kind of enjoy the good times that you can. I think that's really important. You guys also have the card, and it sounds frightening, but you have the card Gates of Hell. All right, so I'm going to read it because there's a two-parter to this. There's the Gates of Hell card and there's the Gates of Heaven card. And I read the Gates of Heaven card for Scorpios, and I think Sagittarius had it too. But I haven't had the Gates of Hell card, so I'm going to read it to you real quick. So let's see what that is. Okay, so short version. All right. Let's see. All right, so heaven and hell are not geographical. They are psychological. They are your they are your psychology. It was split up on the page. so you're not a psycho. All right, I'm going to start over. Okay, heaven and hell are not geographical. They are psychological. They are your psychology. Heaven and hell are not at the end of your life. They are here and now. Every moment the door opens, every moment you go on wavering between heaven and hell. It is a moment-to-moment question. It is urgent. In a single moment, you can move from hell to heaven, from heaven to hell. Hell and heaven are within you. The doors are very close to each other. With the right hand, you can open one. With the left hand, you can open another. With just a change of your mind, your being transformed. Your being is transformed. I'll read that sentence again. With just a change of your mind, your being is transformed from heaven to hell and from hell to heaven. Whenever you act unconsciously, without awareness, you are in hell. Whenever you are conscious, whenever you act with full awareness, you are in heaven. Okay? So that's pretty clear. I mean, it's like, so that's what it's showing you need to work on that. So basically, like, you'd want to reach, the gates of heaven, at times, because that's more about being conscious and aware and directing your energy. All right. Whereas the gates of hell is like unawareness. It's just sort of blah, So I feel like that is definitely what you need to have fun, is what I see. You need to start having some fun, getting out, laughing, loving, all those types of good things. Get out of your head, kind of deal. We all know Aquariuses can really go to that place, and have a mission. That's what I see with this. Instead of sitting in the unaware, area, be more aware of what it is you are looking for, what you want, that sort of thing. So, all right, very nice cards. You have authenticity at the bottom of the deck too, and renewal. So I think these are beautiful. Oh, wow. And love, all right, at the bottom of the deck as well. So authenticity, I feel Aquarius, I don't think I need to talk about that. You guys are, very authentic people. But it is here at the bottom of the deck. It's just kind of like enjoying yourself. Again, I get the sense of like freedom, fun loving, and being your authentic self. What do you want? Renewal. I feel like there's like maybe a heavy energy around you, a heavy, it's one of those things where you just got to go take a big salt bath and just kind of, renew yourself and get back to what counts. And then we have this love card, which, it's so cute. I think it's really, really nice. So I think that's what's coming for you, Aquarius, and it's just a matter of lightening up, having fun. If you need to get out of your head, go out, go laugh, go have fun, go play, that kind of deal. All right. All right. We are at Pisces. Okay, Pisces. What do Pisces need to kind of face and wrap up the end of the year, please, spiritually, for their highest good? What do Pisces need to pay attention to for the, okay. Okay. So you guys have the card of intelligence and the card of renewal. All right, so intelligence, I feel like there's somebody like trying to tell you something, kind of like there's somebody who is or it could be you too, Pisces. Maybe you have a lot of intelligence, a lot of like light to shine on a situation, but maybe you haven't. Maybe you're not doing it. Maybe there's people that could use your help. Maybe people that you could light the lamp for. Hold on, I'm at Pisces, so I'm losing my voice. Hang on. Okay. So it's either a person that is able to that's trying to shine a light for you and show you like certain things, all right, about a situation, or it's you needing to shine light, for others and help them kind of see the way of something. Okay, so it's one or the other. You'll know which one it is for you. Now, you do have the card of renewal. I think that's really important. I think this is, to me, the renewal card is like, it's very much of a cleansing card. Okay, like there's an energy here. Let me clarify it, because it could go either way. It could be something else. Let me just check real quick. Because you have quest at the bottom of the deck, and the quest is about needing to kind of just take off, set out, and like go on a quest. Whether it's like tangibly, like actually go and like get your little, he's got his little hobo sack, tied his few belongings, maybe actually literally going out and taking like a little jaunt, a trip, trying to find yourself, that kind of thing. Or like inside, just like taking a spiritual quest of some sort to kind of reach, beyond the small family. Like your circle is limited, I feel. And I feel like you need to expand your horizons with the quest and go beyond the small family. Go beyond your small circle. Get out there, kind of see what's out and what kinds of things like appeal to you spiritually. These are spiritual cards. So it's, finding, maybe even a little retreat or something that appeals to you, or just setting out, like I said, by yourself and looking for kind of the higher things in life. What is the renewal card for Pisces? Ace of Pentacles. I feel there's an opportunity here for you, Pisces. Yeah, and we do have the Ace of Cups way down the road here. All right, so, for some of you, it could be like a renewal, like a renewal in your love life, in your environment, in your stability, also with the Ace of Pentacles here, so it could be like renewing something along those lines. But I think it's somebody trying to show you things and like that this could be stable, this could be this could be that. So there's something to be wrapped up about this. I'm still not quite getting what it is. Give me one more card for Pisces. What do they need to pay the most attention to? Okay. The Three of Pentacles. Like working, okay, not doing the same things over and over. All right, that's what I see here very clearly. All right, especially within a family dynamic, okay? Or like wanting this like kind of like fantasy family, all right, and keep trying and doing the same things to try to get that, okay? I don't feel like that's going to work for you. I think things need to be worked on. This is a card of like mediation. This is a card, in the way that I'm seeing it. It's a lot of different things, but that's the way I'm seeing, like where, like if, your relationship isn't maybe at its best, then maybe it's time to actually see somebody, and talk to somebody. Renew things here. Start laying a new foundation. So things need to be renewed within this. I feel like there is a someone that can be like your mediator, your counselor. That sort of energy is what I am getting here. I think that is what needs to be kind of looked at and wrapped up, kind of thing going, in these next couple months, is seeking out somebody who can light the lamp for you just to get you guys rolling, I feel. And then I think there's really good possibilities here. But mostly too, I do feel like, even if things aren't like great in a relationship sense, now this could be career too, because we do have Pentacles, but I feel it's more of a relationship or a family dynamic. But I do feel like if you just kind of take off for a little bit by yourself and kind of seek your answers, even if it's just like a weekend, in the next town, or whatever your budget allows, that kind of thing. It's like I feel like that's going to be very beneficial for you and help you like kind of like this is all going to become clear is what I'm seeing here. But I think very very much so is mediation or counseling or something like that stressed here. All right, that to seek somebody who knows about your particular situation and work together with this person. I feel like you guys will all be on the same page, and this will be very beneficial into structuring something like a new type of stability for you, instead of doing the same things like over and over to try to reach your happiness in this dynamic. Okay? All right, so that's what I got, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments if you did, and I will see you guys soon for the November readings. All right, right on, and thank you. All right, bye.